The good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it.
One of the great things about science is that it is an entire exercise in finding what is true. It does it better than anything else we have ever come up with as human beings. This is science. It's not something to toy with.
Today we'll talk about the miracle drug thalidomide. A huge arm of modern science is the pharmaceutical industry. That's a part of the scientific machine where if you hit, the benefits are big and the checks are fat. If you hit the bullseye, you're a hero. If you don't, people die. But what's even worse is, some people have to live the rest of their lives with the side effects of the collateral damage. Here's just a few of a litany of miracle drugs that were recalled from A to Z. Accutane, Baycol, Bextra, Cylert, Darvon, DES, Diract, Ergamisol, Fen-Phen, Hisiminol, Lotrinex, Meridia, Posicor, Quaalude, Resulin, Redox, Celcrin, Seldane, Thalidomide, Biox, and Zelnum. When a drug is recalled, the question is, what did these paragons of scientific truth know, and when did they know it? Let's take a closer look at a favorite of mine, thalidomide. In the 1960s, I saw the side effects of this big pharma miracle drug up close and personal, and I never forgot it. It broke my heart, and I was only on the sidelines. I can't begin to imagine how it affected the victims and their families. Well, a few years ago, I caught this piece in the news. It brought back memories, and I was sick to my stomach. Here are some of the highlights of that article. Chemie Grünenthal, the German company that created thalidomide, has issued its first apology in 50 years at the unveiling of a bronze statue symbolizing a child born without limbs because of thalidomide. Sold in the 1950s as a cure for morning sickness, it was linked to a range of birth defects including shortened arms, legs, blindness, deafness, heart problems, and brain damage. For every affected child that lived, 10 died. The spokesman said they were very sorry they had remained silent on the issue. He asked for forgiveness that they didn't find a way of reaching out to the victims. He asked that we regard their 50-year silence as a sign of shock of the birth defects the drug caused. He also wished the thalidomide tragedy never happened. They made it clear that they were bereft and voiced regret over the physical hardship and emotional stress that the families had to suffer. But you know what? Talk is cheap. They've done next to nothing to compensate the victims that have had to live with this burden. And they still haven't admitted liability and stick to the story that no one could have known the harm the drug would cause, in spite of much evidence to the contrary. My question is, how many times in the future will we watch the same story play out again?
One of the great things about science is that it is an entire exercise in finding what is true.
And Neil, I have to ask you, if science is the best at finding the truth, how could something like this happen?